Marriage is a sale, and a relationship is a sale. You're literally selling to each other every single day what needs to happen to make the relationship work.
Each day and each moment that we discover each other, it was like a box of surprises. We're switching the format today. And no more welcome, but Happy New Year to my amazing people. Happy 2023 for this this episode when it airs out. Can't wait to connect with you guys. And today you guys see somebody special on this side of the other chair. Okay, my handsome, manly, tough, and successful husband, Jeremy Gomez.
How are you?
But before anything,
yes,
guys, don't forget to rate, subscribe, download, Spotify. What else, Jeremy?
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and obviously the version of visual version is be on YouTube.
There you go. If you want to see us in person.
In person. And Instagram too.
Y a todo color, how we said in Spanish. In all color.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're on everywhere to make sure you don't skip a beat. So it's a beautiful podcast.
I'm super excited to have you, hon.
Yes. I'm your official first male
in our show.
First male guest in the show, so I feel pretty honored.
Yes, believe me, I knew if I had to do it, if not, he would have killed me, Mr. Gomez. But we started the year off with a lot of energy. We started the year with new everything, and we're adding into this amazing format my awesomeness and this two handsome individual in the other side. Look at their faces. But it's Pop Media Lab. These are my amazing producers, the one that produce, create, and make this show a reality today. And it's Pop Media Lab. Guys, introduce yourself.
Hi, Gea.
Oh, she's the shy one. Leticia Gonzalez,
a.k.a. Lele.
Lale.
Lele.
La Lele.
Yes.
Hater, my voting member, Latin Grammy engineer.
How are you?
These people are full of talent, and that's why I trust what I do, and all my creativeness comes from them. They're the one that make this a reality from day one. And we wanted to do things different. We wanted it actually to hear, because Leticia's always have a twist of things, and Hater, they always have all this not weird questions. They're super valid, but questions that sometimes don't come to my head. And we want to bring this format to my audience. And so bear with us, because this is like, a new format, but I think you guys are going to like it. But happy to start 2023, honey. Welcome.
2023.
Thank you, baby. Thank you for coming and being the first one to open this year. There's so much in store that we have. And for my audience, Jeremy is not only my husband, but he's my business partner. He's my everything, the love of my life. Have you guys listened to previous episode? The one that I've been something came to my mind so wrong. The one that we've been working hard from the beginning, grinding. It's that partner that I asked God, and He gave me beyond of my understanding, and I could not be happier and proud of what we have been able to accomplish. And today is all about you. Right?
It's about me?
Yes.
No way.
Since you don't like spotlight. Whoever knows Jeremy knows that he's a shy one. But today's episode, it's about not only the collaboration part of it, of a marriage, right, into entrepreneurship. And the idea came because Lele always had so many questions on how you guys do it, marry, how you guys do to, raise a family, raise an empire, have partners, and on top of that, being married with each other for as long as we've been, which is going to be this year.
20. Big 20 years.
20 primaveras.
Springs.
But I don't think, I want to hear from your perspective, because I know people hear me and what I always have to say about the whole entire thematic. But how has it been, this adventure of us? Because we started building since we first got married. right?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, thank you for having me as your first male guest. I think that's a very, very good honor in your part. You were my first guest in my podcast. With shameless plug, my podcast is 200% Life. We're all part of the Pod Media Lab family.
Yes.
So these two amazing individuals producing these podcasts.
Good looking too.
And the Pod Media family is actually started. It's growing. It's growing big. We have also give me that podcast again. Marcelo's podcast.
Is we and noise.
Is we and noise, right?
Portuguese, bear with us.
Portuguese.
Soon we're going to know Portuguese. Watch.
Absolutely. And plus many other new podcasts that are coming out in 2023.
Yes.
Pod Media Labs work very hard to get, a good variety of good content. So I appreciate that. But back into, the OG of the podcast, which is I Got an Accent. This is where it all began. So very, very proud of everything you've done over the last 9, 8, 10 months, something like that.
Yes.
The podcast has been active, so you've had some amazing guests, and I'm glad that starting this new year you have a new type of format and getting some males into the mix.
There was no discrimination.
Some testosterone into the mix,
guys. No discrimination.
But so very, very happy as you were mentioning. We've been partners in business and life for going on 20 years now. And it's been, the most amazing adventure and journey, to say the least. It's been, roller coaster in certain aspects of things. But end of day, growth and blessings have always been a part of this relationship. So I think that speaks definitely volumes of what we've been able to bring to the table. But, it does have a lot of responsibility. And a lot of people do ask us, how do you guys do it? I can barely see my wife or my husband, for the few hours I have to see them, and it's a good thing. I just couldn't, I couldn't imagine having to see them every single day, every day, all day, every day, and then go home and see them some more. And, it does take a while. I think our business has grown a lot now that we technically see each other, but not like as intense as people think we do. There's some days that I actually don't technically see you. We're still working in the business, and I just see you in the morning and afternoon. And then there's days that I see you the whole entire day, which as long as the hats are worn the correct timing, I think that's all that matters.
It's hilarious in the sense of the amount of coordination that goes into our heads, because actually, even though we see each other all the time, we actually have take times to actually talk to each other, because there's so many layers. It's like an onion. It has so many layers into our relationship and into our business that we have to be intentionally, right? And in everything that we do is intentional, and in everything that anybody needs to do in life, it has to be intentional. But I think it has to do, our business have grown within our marriage. So I think that's the adventure part of it, that we don't see it like just a job, or marriage, a marriage. When you're generally into somebody, that person, character or what they bring to the table, each day and each moment that we discover each other, it was like a box of surprises, which I'm not going to allow him to tell him. I'm going to tell myself. In my size, there being a bunch of bombs. That every time Jeremy was like walking, oops, oops.
Like a landmine. Is it a landfill?
A minefield. A minefield.
Minefield. Yeah. It's like that. Yeah. At different places, I'm originally from Peru, as many of you guys know, and beautiful Gea is from Cuba. So it's a perfect balance. I think I bring a little more of the calmness to the relationship.
He's my ground for sure.
And I call Gea the machine gun with a blindfold, right? Machine gun with a blindfold. Walk into a room and start, shooting people and then asking questions later. So what happened? And then what happened? Let me explain you the story. And it's, okay, my bad. All right, but it's okay.
I just killed half of the people, but just in case, tell me what happened.
But I mean, we've grown to, adjust to certain situations, but that's, definitely, I think, a good portion and good balance of it, of what we've done over the last 20 years working together. And like I was telling somebody today, if you were to do this with a complete stranger, as long as it works, why not do it with your spouse and build an empire together?
Actually, I do remember you telling me that when we were first started going out.
Yeah, I think so.
That's how he sold me into this.
Yeah, this is all a sale.
He's such
So
a
marriage is a sale.
freaking salesmanship, and we kid all the time. Sometimes I told him, I'm afraid sometimes that I'll wake up and I'll be like, how much bullshit do you feed me? But Jeremy is by nature a salesmanship. I remember helping him to get his first business, and I have my own corporate, I have my separate corporate job. And I wanted him to be successful on his own, and I helped him to get that first business. And I remember as soon as he got that first business, like, when you going to jump in to help me? Because he got that first cell phone store, and in less than a year, he had 3, so he needed help. And I was prideful as a Cuban that I am. I was like, no, I don't want people to think that it's because of money. He's like, you're married to me, first of all. Second of all, why would you take order for somebody else? Might as well just take it from me, and when we're creating everything. And I still, remember to today's day, that click something inside of me that I said, if I'm willing to put up with somebody else's shit, why I would not do it with the person that I love and the person that genuinely wants to build something with me.
Right.
At that moment, I felt that there was no pride moment between you and me, that it was a genuinely, let's lock arm, let's create an amazing empire, and at the same time, let's enjoy the ride. And that's when I committed myself completely to you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. It was great. One of the best sales of my life was you, actually.
Really?
To do everything in place. But I mean, and for those of you who don't want to admit it, marriage is a sale, and a relationship is a sale. You're literally selling to each other every single day what needs to happen to make the relationship work. Yeah, and even from the most simplest thing of what to eat for dinner to the biggest things of what next step in life you both want to take, and what the reasons why one person thinks is best and the reasons why the other person thinks is best, and coming to some sort of agreement, just like a sale. It's a solid sale, as crazy as it sounds, but it is. Everything that we do, right? So, but I mean, once we got into business together, it was very easy or quick. It was a quick revelation that it was we had something good going, I think. Yeah. And with that, success came very quickly. Thank God, we were blessed very, very, very quickly, very early in age. I was 21, you were 20. On my first episode. For season 2, I talked to Yuri, to my brother, and we were talking about just the crazy cell phone days of how quickly money was coming in. We were making, back then, I don't know, was it $500-$600 in activation, and we were, doing about 200 activations a month. So those quick math, quick math. Go ahead, Lily.
No kids, nothing.
No kids. We didn't have kids for about 6 years, from 2003 to 2006. So, it was success came very quickly, and we had to handle that very, very, very in a very early age. 120,000.
120,000 a month.
120,000.
Young and tender. Where did that money went?
Yeah, I know, right? So the idea of doing that in a different age and status, and for all of our young listeners out there who are in somewhere in their 20s or early 30s, or you've been in the movement of social media, Facebook, Instagram, it's a whole different ball. It was a whole ball game. We were in radio, we were in TV, we were just literally going to event, festivals, and trying to sell as many cell phones as we could, and we still made it. You know what I mean? So,
so much easier now.
Oh yeah. You could, if you were to do that now, I mean, now you're big competitors with a big, corporate offices like, T-Mobile corporate and Verizon corporate. We were like an authorized dealer, but, different times. But I'm thankful for those times. Those times were great, selling cell phones, and
I think that's why I said that we grew within the business at the same time. Yeah. So we were curious, and I think that curiosity bring hunger, and that hunger bring, results. And that's exactly what we did. Yeah. We put our ego outside, and I think that's the biggest thing that I tell every young couple out there that is trying to make it for themselves or even with their partner. If you put your pride and your ego to the side, you open up a world of opportunity for yourself, because then you're not thinking about me, and just you're thinking about that partner and building something, to be proud of. that it's hard. Everything in life is hard.
Yeah.
I think
absolutely.
actually when they give me something easy, I question everything. I'm like, this is too good to be true.
Yeah.
Where's the where's the little monster?
Yeah, and that is hard. It's super hard. Obviously, in younger age at times, there was a lot of disagreements and
Disagreements. We have fights.
Yeah. Yes. Question.
What
was
has
the-
been
was
the
it?
biggest fight that you guys
That was the
had?
question.
I mean, you guys
don't
knew that was
remember.
coming.
No, I think. In different
We've had
stages.
many.
Yeah, in different stages. Has Gea
Like
walked?
when you're beginning. What was
Beginning. There was definitely no eyeball. I grew up in a very calm family.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I barely saw my parents argue. I barely saw them. In front of us at least, we didn't see it. Maybe you're who's older. I was the youngest, and we have a middle brother, Joel, and me and him kind of grew up together because we were only 2 years apart, and we really didn't see our parents argue and nothing like that. It was just a very calm situation. So as I'm getting into this relationship, just walking into Gia's house, it seemed like they were always fighting. And they said, no, that's just the way we talk. We're just super loud.
Very passionate, yes.
Passionate. I think the first one they were arguing about, I don't know, that her mom hadn't put oil in the salad or something. It was an argument. They were just yelling that there's no oil in the salad.
And Jeremy's like, "Whoa, there's no oil."
Tú eres tan bruta que no pones esto así. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, holy crap. So, coming into a calm to then coming into something like this, and then I see her kind of not participating, but she's kind of in the conversation. It's tough, right? So
You got scared?
I don't think it's scared. It was just like, okay, it's just the way it is, whatever it is. But going back to that first argument, that first fight or whatever, I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
But yeah, the Gia drive off and squeal the wheels and left the store, and just me with my words in my mouth, probably, I think, probably a couple times. And
I do remember the first,
and on top of that, the business that we were in, it was a family business too. So it wasn't just the two of us in business. It's my brother, my sister-in-law at the time, and my parents had their own store too.
Yeah.
So when there was something that blew up, it didn't blow up just for us. It blew up completely. We had our own kind of disagreements and stuff within our people and our employees, and us having employees at 20 and 21 is completely different. Well, one of our employees both of them were a little younger than me. But the same age, but we had an employee that was way older. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of crazy because I was a 21-year-old telling a 28, 29-year-old
what
to do, right? Not really what to do, but I was the actual authority figure. So definitely brought a lot of things to the mix. But I'm not really sure what it was. I can't pinpoint the actual one.
I don't recall.
But yeah, it's like I'm out. I'm gonna work.
I don't think it was. No, I don't think I never did something like that in the store. It will be at nighttime. And
everything was gone.
One thing that I did with that actually my parents, Jeremy's the one that when we our first argument, Jeremy told me the one thing that we have to promise each other is that we're not gonna go to bed mad. To me, that was one of the biggest challenges.
Like the Neo song. Who knows the Neo song? I don't wanna go to bed mad. What's the song? Oh my god.
No, you just said it.
Whatever. the Neo.
So he made me promise him that no matter how bad the argument was, that we were gonna talk about it.
Yes.
Right before going to sleep and fix it, which is the worst. The worst. Feeling when you're pissed at the individual. You know that you're right, and on top of that, you have to talk about it. For those that know me, yes, I am a very explosive woman. But, super proud of that. That explosiveness is explosive in other things too. But that explosiveness, I'm very just, and I'm very, like, when I'm mad, you can see that I'm mad. Very few times I can hide it. And even if I try, you'll see it in my eyes. Yeah. I look like a bull like this. But just getting into that agreement into, we are going to fix this no matter what. And then if you need to cool it off. But I do remember, though, that Jeremy's the type that he wanted to fix the situation on the moment. And it was a moment that he didn't understand that I needed to cool off. So he will get the whole entire wrath of fire. Then he understood that letting me cool off was a little bit better to talk about it. But that's like in anything in life, like in anything in life, you learn. It's like writing things. You learn that maybe it's too much here, maybe too much there, until now we understand, which is even kind of sucky, because right now he knows exactly how I'm going to react and what is my weakness and what is my strength. So then sometimes I try to switch it around on him. But it's like, oh, he's going to think I'm going to say this, but no, I'm going to say the opposite.
So then he tells you the reason why he did something.
Yes, and all the time he's most of the time right.
Most or all?
Well, my intuition is always on point. Yes or no?
Yeah, I guess.
My intuition is on point. It's just the delivery of certain things that made it seem like he was wrong. It wasn't like what I judged. It was probably that it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
But you still get the full wrath.
Yeah. You're seeing red a little bit too much, and so
yeah, I always see blood.
I always see blood. She wants to see blood. All right, go for it.
Why you think some of the couples they break up or they break up the business when they're trying to be in business together?
I mean, I think that just seeing eye to eye and understanding. I think the biggest thing is understanding your position or your job description, and as long as you don't go past that job description, or go past the boundaries of that job description with each other, I think it should be all good. You know what I mean?
I agree.
If, one person's supposed to direct or do a certain, task, and then somebody else, the other one's trying to do that task for them, that's where the issue becomes a problem. And if that just keeps on going over and over and over throughout weeks and months and years, then it's going to blow up, just like anything in life, So that's where, sometimes I say, hey, listen, this is what I'm supposed to do. You have your job description, so let me handle what I was supposed to handle. You know what I mean?
Job description definitely help.
And write it out. It's not just a verbal thing. Write it out, sign it.
I think that's the first mistake that couples that are trying or that they work together let it go and pass. Oh, because we're in a marriage and everything should be fine. At the contrary, because there's so many strings attached, and the main thing is your love line and your core. That's why things need to be put into paper. This is your description. This is my description. This is your lane. This is your lane. And I think that's one of the reasons that we never had those blow up or even those fight in our work position or in our workplace, because I understood that we were there to work. And because if we were working for somebody else, you still put up with it because he's your boss. And even sometimes our bosses are wrong. You still don't tell him, hey, you're an ass. This. You said what he tells him. So I understood that regardless, besides being my husband, he was my boss, and I needed to do the tasks that I needed to do. So I think those are the first things that people don't want it. I think they don't. It's not that they ignore it. They don't want to say it because they're in the lovey area. They're in the honeymoon stages.
Yeah.
Not on their marriage side. I'm talking about the honeymoon stages of the business. In any partnership, right, there is honeymoon stages. And in that honeymoon stages is where you need to put every point, everything on paper. So when the bad moments come, we go back to what we talk about what we agree when everything was good.
It's very important to, again, wear your hats correctly as well. I think a lot of people that do break up during the business, or break up the business to break up, or break up and then break up the business, or break up altogether, is because they don't wear their hats correctly. So they're thinking, okay, I'm talking to my husband versus I'm talking to my business partner.
Absolutely.
When you're in the job space. And then later on, you could address maybe, hey, I didn't like the way you did this or said this or whatever. But still, when I'm in these four walls of an office or whatever workspace you have, this is what this is our hats. And regardless, we're two business partners, and we put the marriage to the side when we're here.
Absolutely.
And then that's really I think when those boundaries are crossed is where things become an issue, and then just repeat that over and over again until it just blows up. You know what I mean?
It has to be black and white. They shouldn't be any gray areas. They
Yeah.
should be black
Black
and
and
white, because those gray areas, when things get lost in transition at the point that breaks that relationship or any relationship, whether it's family, whether it's, your significant other, and whether it's a good friend that maybe is working with you. Because you see that a lot, that people are in business with a good friend, and a lot of time people are like, ooh, but why? It's just knowing to be respectful and mindful of each other, and at the same time agreeing what is the forte and the weakness of that individual. So don't put yourself in a position that that you will not be able to fulfill that role. If I'm pulling myself in that position, I'm going to not only fulfill that role, but I'm going to exceed that role beyond my expectation. So if I'm not a good drawer, let's not put me to draw people or make plan. If I'm an executor, put me into the execution and the closer and the salesmanship part of it, of that business.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think what's worked for us a lot has been just trying to obviously listen first. I think communication is a very, very big key to this. And I've learned through the years to listen first completely and then respond back. Listening just makes a lot of things more clear versus trying. So I think the average human, and we were studying this in sales not too long ago, the average human is listening to respond when you should be listening to comprehend first and then respond. Because when you try to respond right away, you're either trying to be defensive or you're trying to just prove a point, versus actually stepping back for 1 second and actually understanding what the person in front of you is telling you, especially if it's your partner or your spouse or your business partner at that point, in that relationship, to understand, okay, this is what they're trying to tell me. Let me step back, let me comprehend, and then I'll respond back in a better position, rather.
Sounds beautiful when he says it, but he's still working on that.
How do you guys adapt to each other?
How?
Adapt?
You have your own ways to do something, and Gea too. So
true. You're my guest. How do you adapt? How do you adapt it to Gea? I got an accent, so what? Actually, yes, I have
an accent, which is so funny because I understand some things that she says. And some of the stuff to do with accent, and then some stuff to do with translation, as far as saying things. What was the other thing that you said the other day? It was so hilarious. We were trying to watch Netflix, and she goes, let's watch this series. I'm like, no, Siri is the iPhone, girl. You talking about a series? Series, yeah.
I do that 24/7, guys.
We were at the Caesar's Palace, and she wanted to go to the Caesar's Palace gift shop, and she goes, I want to go to the Caesar salad gift shop. I understood what you were trying to say.
But they get to the point that I already get so mad, since I know, I'm like, why you even try to correct me? That I'm going to continue doing it.
I don't know.
That's the comical part of our relationship, though.
Yeah. The one you're using is commingling. When commingling real estate is when you mix money together. But
nobody correct me, so I'll continue saying it.
So that's actually, I think you were trying to say somebody. Oh yeah, your rooms are here and your master room's here, so guys don't commingle. I guess mingle together.
Mingle together. What am I to say?
Yeah, but it's all good. I understand what you're saying, but we adapt to each other. I think, in my sense, it's really understanding the reason behind what she's trying to do and what's trying to say, which most of the time is to protect the relationship or the business, and some is to protect me personally, And I told her, hey, I'm 40 years old. I mean, I'm glad you're trying to protect, but at the same time, let's just get to the business point of it, and let's adapt to that certain situation, because it could be that situation now is going to be somebody else in 6 months, is going to be another person a year from now. As long as we don't allow anybody to run the way that we feel and the way that we run this business, it's all going to be fine.
Yeah, I think so. We've been doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the beginning of the episode, you said that you are always selling. So I have a challenge, 30 seconds on the clock, and you have to sell why you want to have fast food, let's say tonight. And Gea, she wants to have a salmon, whatever. But I wanted to sell her the fast food point.
In 30 seconds or
In
less?
30 seconds.
Let's do it.
Ready?
Yes.
On the clock, 30 seconds. Go.
Hey, so it's about 6 o'clock. Let's pick up some Chick-fil-A. Now, you know what? Some more greasier. How about Shake Shack? Shake Shack. You know, we deserve it. It's almost the end of the week. We've been clean.
We've been eating everyday pork due to holidays.
Yes.
Like, don't you want to clean your body and look good for New Year's resolution, healthier, younger?
Beef. Beef is a new chicken.
Yeah, but all that grease, that grease.
It's all good. We'll get on a lettuce bun. There you go.
Again, how about we just do some cleansing or maybe some fish just for 1 week?
Just for 1 week? Okay, so starting tomorrow we do fish. Tonight we do Shake Shack.
How about we start right now?
I love it. No. I'm going to give you the fries too. And I'll give you the fries too. And some extra chicken tenders on the side. The chicken bites on the side.
No, I'm sorry. I made up my mind. I'm gonna clean because my jeans are not as good as yours, and I have to do an extra effort to look skinnier.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Well, you will definitely look skinnier in the new dress that we can go get tomorrow, but we got to start somewhere.
Yeah, but no, I don't want to get that dress until I'm skinnier.
No,
so let's start right now.
It's on sale now.
Well, again, those benefit of eating that greasiness is not at the later on. You're not gonna give you the same feeling.
Is eat tonight that, and then you can tell me what I eat for the next week.
Why tonight? What you want me to eat that burger tonight?
It's just I have it on my mind. Just like I have you in my mind all the time.
So dumb. All right, that was like 1 minute and 40, but I understand the interaction.
You understand the interaction?
I understand the interaction between both of you. I understand the sales part. I was just taking notes out here.
No, I was going to say yes. As soon as he said the Shake Shack, I'm like, I love Shake Shack. Let's go for it, but I need it to be hard.
Yeah,
but
no,
actually,
awesome.
funny enough, that is every day in our life is actually like that. It's a salesmanship. The funny thing, and I don't know if you agree with me, now it's even more fun because now you should see our kids trying to sell us, and you see different versions of you and a different versions of me fighting with each other for us or with us in that sense. And it's been the most beautiful adventure that I've ever experienced.
Yes, and seeing those kids also grow up to be salespeople is great.
Yeah,
13-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
I think they learn a lot from us, obviously, but you know, it's funny to see them just grow up into a sales family.
If you guys have any other questions, we would love to answer them to you guys. We can be here for hours.
Put them in the comments below.
Questions
you have for us.
Yeah, this whole entire series, actually, I'm gonna bring other couples, because our own stories and our own challenges is not sometimes enough, and I want our audience to see that and experience other couples that are successful, that they work together, that they created strong brand, that they created strong businesses, because I believe that this 2023 is about collaboration, about making the best versions of ourselves, and I definitely want to give this to our audience, right guys? Yes. That's why we have this format. We're all going to grow together, and we're here for you guys. Whatever questions or concerns, hey, write it below, and we will be, as generous as we are and try to answer them as obviously as possible as we can. But Han, thank you so much for
having me. It was fun. Explaining
a little bit about me and making it fun and making it so easy. I tell him all the time he tells me I'm his biggest accessories, and I tell him he's the biggest smart guy that I love bringing him around because he makes me look good.
I try my best.
I thought he was going to say, no, baby, you are the most beautiful one because you're so hot. But I'll take that as a
You are,
yes.
but that's the thing. You don't even have to say it. It's already assumed.
But thank you again for sharing with my audience. How did I do, creators?
Amazing.
Good.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Awesomeness. Again, do not forget to comment, to share, to, download. It's all about that this year. We definitely want to bring different format, different creativity. And again, thank you for always supporting us and being there and listening to our craziness and our crazy stories sometimes. So have a good one. Happy New Year, everybody, and hope that this year is as powerful as it can be. Bye.
200%.